Dun, dun, da, dun, dun,
I've got a devil inside me.
Here you are.
Oh, thank you. Hi, we're here for the tour. I'm so excited. We've traveled such a long way. I've gotten heaven. But,
Hey, just sit down and we'll be starting shortly.
Oh, that one.
Oh, yeah, one over there now.
Oh, yeah, one over there.
Oh, I heard about that place.
Oh, yeah, yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw it on the
that
blueprints.
place, yeah, that place.
Oh,
Any questions? Does anybody have any questions? Oh,
I
you?
have a question. Yeah. Can I take your picture?
Why, sure.
Smile. Say cheese. Oh! Hey, look at the time. Maybe we're ready to start something.
Okay, follow me.
Oh, didn't see you there. Sorry.
And directly behind you, we have a prized possession.
Whoa, oh, wow, 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 whoa.
Isn't it grand?
Oh, what's this? A souvenir? A souvenir!
Did somebody say souvenir? Follow me. Take your pick.
I'm satisfied. Well, how much is it?
There's no money in hell, silly. Just take it. Just take it.
Souls for sale?
Just keep walking.
Souls for No, sale. no, thank Souls you. for sale. Souls for sale.
Oh, that's a mighty big one. Can you show me more?
Hey, please stay with the group.
Oh, wow. I've never seen such a skate.
Ooh, whoa, 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 yeah. Oh.
Hey, can I take your picture?
Yeah, what do you think we got all dressed up for?
Oh, don't worry about this. It's under construction, so let's just keep moving. Now, this concludes our tour. Feel free to look around and enjoy yourselves, whatever you gotta do, blah blah blah. But whatever you do, don't look behind that tiny velvet curtain.
Oh my, that's not what I was expecting.
Studies have analyzed the picture. It looks like it blew up on the map. It's highly likely within the
I've got a rumble inside me. I kind of like it. I mean, I don't know. I kind of like it. Yeah, I kind of like it. I like it.
I've got some trouble inside me.
Good morning, everybody. Dangerous. Sleep well, I hope.
Just rent the phone.
Oh, let me get that. Hello? Hi, this is Desperate. Oh, hi, how's it going? I haven't talked to you. What? Me? Blah, 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 blah. Oh my God. I told you not to call me out. Where? I've told you 1,000 times already. Oh, please, please, please. That has been one hell of a week, I tell you what. Oh, I'll patch you through right now. I'm so sorry.
This is dangerous. Yeah. Okay. Well, Mondays aren't really so good. Yeah, we don't really do Tuesdays. We don't really do Wednesdays either. How about Sunday? Yeah, Sunday works for you. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. We'll see you on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday sounds good.
Oh yeah, Sunday's our busiest day. Talk to you later. Oh!
Desperate. Who is it?
I don't know. Let me get a good look.
Okay, give her the application.
Pardon. Oh, hey. Oh, I've got it. Yes, that's the one.
Desperate, my tongue is getting dry.
Don't worry, Dangerous. I have it right here.
Okay, that's enough for one day.
Thank you all so much for coming. There's really nothing else for us to show you. Really. Oh, there is nothing else to show you. I'll take this. Oh, what is this? Somebody opened up the gates of hell and an orchestra has crawled out. And they only know how to play one song. And it's the overture from Offenbach's Orpheus in the Underworld. And now, presenting our guest conductor, Beelzebub, Ludwig von Beelzebub. Ensemble.
I'm the evil one, he's the nasty one. More evil than feels it. I'm desperate, I'm dangerous.
It's 7 a.m. It's 7 a.m. It's Friday. It's Friday. You're up so early. You must feel as light as air. Air is entering your body and filling your stomach like a balloon. You can make it if you really try. You can see the cycle to which you are tethered. The stars are infinite. There is still water. There is still air. There is still space. Nothing ever really stops, don't you think? Things just become something else. You can keep everything together.
You missed a sunrise today. So vivid. Beautiful. So when do you get off?
They have me driving out pretty fucking far.
Okay. Just don't forget we're driving Zelda to the party today. It'd be good for you to get out. You've been so annoying lately.
Is it weird some stuff doesn't fuck with my OCD? Like blood?
Not really.
Why not? I have a theory.
Lots of stuff is the waste of something else. Discharge, right? I bet you like sweat too. Boogers are protective. In this case, blood is just like booger food coloring.
Your body protects itself with waste.
I like the asshole. It has no end except your mouth. That's self-sustaining. Pretty communist. I also like that you can squish all the goopy stuff out of your pores. Endlessly renewable resource.
Maybe you should start keeping blackheads in jars.
You'd like that, wouldn't you, you germ freak? Like a poisonous snake for a pet. My body is a graveyard.
Oh my god, okay, bye.
It's a full moon tonight, Golda.
Holy
looks fresh.
I want my dolls to be pescatarian, but it's so hard to give up hearty meals.
I mean, agriculture fucked up like omega-3 and 6 in vegetables and meat anyway.
Are you a nutritionist or something?
No. So are you like really into crafts?
What I'm into is the idea of reducing everyday objects by ratio. Do you think if everything suddenly had to shrink, it would all shrink the same, or only some, and we would choke trying to eat our favorite foods because they'd be different ratios of shrunk?
I think if we all shrank, whatever was inside us might not shrink with us, and then we'd die instantly.
That's not funny. Bodies aren't like pieces, are they? Do you think they are?
Seems like a big question. But I don't know if the food you eat is part of you. That's so delicate.
I'm really excited for this one.
You got it?
Downtown Dallas. Latest details on the chase and search in downtown Dallas. An unidentified man fired.
What is it?
Oh, it's sickening.
Someone's toenails or something fucked up?
Please.
What the fuck is that?
Please, handle that with care.
That's fucking horrible. Who's your fave?
Oh, don't make me choose, dear.
Does it freak you out to own Trump-related objects, or is it just, like, purely nihilistic? Do you not fear death, is what I mean.
First celebrity president, first presidential fandom, first pop culture artifact.
That's just ahistorical, dude.
Yeah, every president was on reality TV, huh?
People treated the two-party system like a sports rivalry, Gordon.
I'm sure Liz was know a lot about sports.
Just because Trump was like uber-fash Brett Michaels doesn't mean the rest of his predecessors weren't fucked up pop culture caricatures, like Pokemon cards for your ideology. There are people who want to fuck serial killers, and you think the presidency wasn't all about fandom? Look at you, you're turning your house into a fucking roadside museum.
I didn't realize I triggered you.
Get fucked, Gordon.
Shorter than Bruno Mars. Sometimes they long and she take it real hard. Big dyke energy. Big dyke energy. Big dyke energy. When I step on the big dyke energy, the way they all look at me. Big dyke energy.
Fucking hungry, Marge.
I can't decide what to wear tonight. I have like a zillion years worth of options.
What a bright future you'll have.
A star for my star. I want to look the way kinetic sand makes you feel. Sleepy. Sips, not slurps.
This will probably be the most exciting delivery of your day.
You'd be surprised.
Do you tell all your friends about all the weird stuff people buy?
Yeah, my friends are freaks. Sorry. Do you think people like to fuck in latex because it always looks wet?
I've never bought anything like this before.
You're really diving in.
I'd wear it to a mystical party. Like Candyland? It's like fruit leather. What's your favorite material?
Like fabric? Mm-hmm. Whatever those people who get too close to volcanoes wear.
Fearless.
The opposite, actually.
Well, I guess if you die in that, it's decided for you what you're buried in. Do you want to wear it to your party?
No, that's okay. You should probably put it on and never take it off.
You should wear glitter.
The original hashtag that got Yankee all her attention was hashtag #EmoKitty, but then we also started tagging hashtag Kitty Tears. When she got on trending, we had a lot of trouble figuring out what to settle on, but now the profile is just EmoKitty.
That's clever. That kind of throwback reference still translates?
What reference?
Emo. You'd think it would have faded out by now.
It's just a buzzword. No one thinks the cat likes NCR.
Micro self-definition is just repackaged rugged individualism. Assimilate and disappear, keep calm and carry on.
Please, you would believe in the homo-nationalist crowd. Why can't you just let people live their lives?
You would make a great congresswoman, Lucille.
Bite me.
Oh my god, sorry. Okay, sorry.
Just a soft breakup. We're still sharing our collective bed. It's not really bothering me all that much. Our two partners seem the most stressed about it, but it is a bit of a tight squeeze now that the two of us aren't sharing a pillow.
Rent must have been cheap before.
You should come over after this. We're having an after party where we're all gonna buzz our heads.
Everyone in the kitchen if you want to see Sylvia take a shot of my cat's ashes.
Sorry if I'm bothering you by sitting here.
Why would you be bothering me?
I don't know if you were sitting alone because you were like on something weird and freaking out. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble relating to people lately. I haven't been outside in a while because I'm scared of the sky falling.
We're all gonna fucking die. Sorry, I shouldn't have led with that or said it like that. I'm sorry.
No, it's embarrassing.
No, it's not.
Why isn't everyone afraid?
They don't want to be.
I feel like I'm 13 again. Like, no one has any fear in their body.
I'm Golda.
Tova.
If it makes you feel any better, I always think large groups of people are a cult gathering to murder me. Apocalypse or not.
What if instead of a cult gathering, it was just like a Comedy Central roast?
Are you a crier or a moper?
Crier.
I'm a moper.
You seem more like an analyzer. Like you stew. A stewer.
Well, that wasn't one of the options.
Do you know what the weirdest part of this party is so far?
The impending doom. The reformed frat guy.
Reformed?
There's some trendy articles about it, yeah. It's like this growing movement of young fraternity men who are worried about going to hell when everything ends, so they're overcompensating for violent bigotry in their lives and family histories by getting in with dyke crowds. If you ask him, he'll clean out your gutters or plunge your toilet.
It's like fast, casual repentance.
Weird that it's always hell, huh? Unoriginal.
It's selfish. He's making us all martyrs for his cause.
What's the best way to make good at this point? If everyone's on their way out, who is there to really help?
Apologizing to everyone you've ever hurt. Then carving pictures into bedrock, depicting what happened to humanity, and examples of every earthly language to all of you.
Like what? Stick figures made out of methane gas?
Poems.
Collections of famous photographs burned into subaquatic mountains.
Carved into the DNA of fish species, so that'll take billions of years to decode.
That's so romantic.
Maybe this is just like a computer simulation and the files are safe somewhere.
That's some shit they tell you about social media before you apply to a job.
Are you a fire sign?
Lesbian astrological culture will be burned into star gas.
It'll be the northern star for a planet far away to guide sailors into the night.
Isn't that a whole song?
Look at all the dead farms outside, March, with the tall grass. They're like used pore strips.
Did you know Golda is a doomsday prepper?
Are they one too?
You shouldn't die with so much angst, Goldie. Might end up somewhere you don't want to be.
But maybe they'll come with you.
People are lonely. Most people are collecting stuff they've always wanted, like a last-minute archive for the shit they cared about most.
A tomb.
Stories make it sound so sad, but people are just sifting through their thoughts.
What's been your favorite?
There's a lady who's trying to collect every piece of Elvira merchandise ever made. It's like the warehouse never runs out of Elvira tchotchkes.
For a sex thing?
Honestly, I can't tell the difference anymore.
What would you collect if you could?
You first.
Things that don't decompose. Hard plastics. I'd build an altar underground out of hard plastic and silicone for melted down vibrators. A brief biography of important historical figures.
I trust David's people who are important to you.
What about you?
Scooby-Doo figurines. Will you come with me today? It's fatalistic, depressing, hopeless. But what else is there?
We'll be like archivists.
Yeah, if you want.
starts coming, and there's no test run. It's been a goddamn minute since I've had this feeling in my stomach. And I've laid the way my head spins each time you say my name. This motherfucking headache, so sweet, you make my mouth taste like blood. I've been calling twice a day. I hope I don't start to irritate you. I'd just like to see your face once or twice a week a day, or every other hour or so. 'Cause it's been a goddamn minute since I've had this feeling in my stomach. And I blame the way my head spins each time you say my name. This motherfucking headache, so sweet, you make my mouth taste like blood. It's been a goddamn minute since I've had this feeling in my stomach. And I blame the way my head spins each time you say my name. This motherfucking headache, so sweet, you make
Hello? Ooh, how did that happen? Hang on, let me just move this over. Thanks everyone for watching. We had a little bit of a change of plans. Initially, we were going to have a little bit of a talk with Thea Cohen and Clara Gaynor from The Stuff of Nightmares, which we played first. Oh, hi, Dave. Hey, I didn't even have my headphones in. What's up? Oh, shit. Hang on. Let me close all my windows here. Dave? Why can't I hear you? Do I have everyone else muted? No. Are my headphones just weird? Well, I don't know why that is. Here, hang on. Let me just reconnect my audio. Hello? Oh, it just says it says you don't have audio connected at all, I think. Anyway, thanks everyone we now have 31 people watching. I don't know when that happened. That's kind of exciting. Does anyone have any questions? I can only answer questions about shelf life. Oh, cool. So you can hear me, but I can't hear Dave. So Dave joined my little Zoom thing, but I can't hear him, but that's okay. So I don't know, does anyone have any? Oh, hey. Sorry. I don't know. What's up?
Not much. Great movie.
Thank you.
Congratulations. It was so fun to watch on the big screen that I stole from work and brought home with me so I could,
What
Zoom.
screen did you take from work?
Well, there's that big 60-inch screen that was sitting in the corner for months. Somebody bought for a dentist office or something and then didn't have a use for it, and then we didn't have a use for it, and then I brought it home and put it in the barn here. So but yeah, it looked great on it, and both of them did. Thea's did as well. I was sad to see that they couldn't make it tonight, but it was really fun to watch them both like back to back like this.
Yeah, I think they're an interesting pair.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it's like totally different in style, and but I don't know, it like in the first like opening sequence of yours, I thought, oh wow, like I really love like the design of the like the fonts, like the hand like drawn like titles for both of these films, and so I think they, even though yours was like definitely more like kind of traditionally cinematic in its approach to like production, they still both had like a handmade feel to them in their production design, even though Thea's is like full on like 100%, arts and crafts, like they built it with their hands. Yours with the costuming and the design of props and like everything was there was no less thought given to the way things were built. It wasn't necessarily like the bedrock of the approach for the film and so I felt like there were similarities in that respect, and like end of the world thoughts.
Yeah.
It's like it kind of maybe you were looking into the future a little bit when you were building this, or maybe it's just we've been building up to this for a long time.
I think it's a combination of the two a little bit. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I cursed everybody, but because the screening was like the screening we were supposed to have was the night before everything sort of shut down. Like we canceled it because we were like, is this gonna start being? Is it time? Like, is it time to shut everything down? But yeah, I feel the same way. It's two things with a lot of emphasis on props and art design, although they're very different for world building, And I think a lot of sort of smaller DIY projects, like both of them, where it's local and it's maybe sort of first time filmmakers, because this is the second thing I've ever made, and it was definitely the largest thing I've ever made. And I think that this is the first thing that Thea and Clara did with Home Office. It's like practical effects and practical props, and that's really how you have to build a world,
Right. And I know that when the first time our former coworker Ian caught wind of Thea and Kara's project there was a maker fair over at Smith College that I think they were presenting some stuff at, and he saw like some of their early set designs that they were building, and that's when Northampton Open Media first heard about what they were doing. And so yeah, there was a kind of and also one of the things that I was interested to hear about was the fact that they took there was the video element to their production, but there was also this interactive kind of touring element that went across country, and they were setting up in different art spaces, and that's kind of watching it. It's like, oh wow, this is a very mixed media production, but building in that kind of like in-person touring element is really interesting, as far as taking something that's very like a lot of production and a lot of work went into that video production, but as a way of kind of interacting with the public and with the audience. It's a really interesting approach. And before we start talking about yours, just one of the things that I really kind of appreciated about their approach. But also, I mean, you had that as well when you were building yours, as far as not only were you producing a film, but you were also creating a zine, or kind of based on similar subject matter. And so, is that something that you were doing separately beforehand, or was that all just a part of the same project?
It was all part of the same project. I graduated college and I was like, I'm going to sit down and write a script. And I ended up it like all sort of fell in line where the people who ended up really wanting to do it with me asked me to make a film as soon as the script was sort of done. It was really like cosmic in a lot of ways, but the zine idea came from the film that I did for my thesis at Smith. A big part of it was that I wrote a journal to go with it, where like every single step of the way I wrote like an entry, and I had screenshots and like drawings and everything that I'd done the whole time. So I wanted to sort of incorporate that and also have sort of artist interpretations of the characters to influence how it ended up being. So I sort of gave a bunch of people the script and was like, this is the section that I want you to do. And I asked friends of mine if they knew artists who would be interested in doing it. And that's how it sort of came to be. Although I think the film sort of is better than the zine in a lot of ways. I like the film better than the zine, which is good.
Yeah. Did you feel that were there people that were persuaded by that maybe wouldn't have been otherwise, as far as being, you know, excited about being involved in the project? Or do you feel like it gave, I mean, early days in working on a film can be slow, you know, there's a lot of build up to actually shooting and producing things. Do you feel like the zine helped with getting those people that were going to be in the film, or did it help you with like the energy of kind of visualizing the production and kind of getting like building that head of steam to go into it?
I think it made the dream of it a lot bigger, because obviously in the medium of just drawing a scene, you can include a million different things, and then with film you have to actually find those things and put them in the room. So I think it inspired myself and also sort of the art direction team. Indy Bear was the art director, and they did an amazing job to sort of like really think outside of the box and try and find the weirdest things we possibly could and build the weirdest things we possibly could, and really dig deeply into like the bowels of like Etsy to find, you know, strange ways to create all of the different scenes. And I think that for the actors, at least, I think in some ways it gave a better picture of what kind of, because I don't know, I think for the film I really wanted it to feel like a kind of a graphic novel movie. Like I wanted the main character to really be like a cartoon where she had this costume that she wore every day, and she had like her name on her tag, and she has this car that matches her jacket, and she has a hat, and everything matches, and everything's very, and she looks like the monster in the sky, and it's like it could be a graphic novel if someone wanted to sit down and do that. So I think that offered everyone working on it sort of a way to see that as the approach, especially because the script I think is kind of kooky, and I think everyone kind of has to be a cartoon character. So
Yeah, and with a short film, it's important to be able to get that information across quickly, and so kind of like brushing in broad strokes can solve a lot of problems that writing can't solve, you know, because you just burn time by trying to tell a story to. And I mean, I'm kind of ignoring the fact that we've got the film running in the background. We just went through the scene with all the political paraphernalia in like the, you know, the dude's apartment. And you mentioned the Etsy approach to scene design and set design. I imagine a lot of those props came out of there. Do you have any problematic issues with like ordering props from people that are like selling to a totally different market than you?
Yeah, well,
I'm not pointing fingers or anything.
No, I know, I get you. It was definitely different, but there was some sort of funny ones, like there's slippers of Nancy and Ronald Reagan that are like these crazy like foam big slippers that you see for just a second on sort of his table next to a copy of Infinite Jest or something like that. And I ordered those from eBay from a guy who has like just that kind of thing, and they came in this box. This is a store. I'll answer your question in a second, but I just want to.
No, that's great. I love
they
it.
came in a
This
box,
is what I was asking
and
earlier.
And I opened it, and my friend was over, and like all of this powder spilled out. And we got really scared because we were like, this is obvious. Like, I don't know, like you have like a moment where you're like, what the hell did they send me? And he'd sent, like in a nice way, he'd added an American flag salt and pepper shaker set, but they were full. So when I opened the box, like all the salt and pepper just spilled all over me. And I was like, oh God, like, do they know that I'm not, that I don't actually like rape? And, but yeah, so there were some things that I felt bad about. The George Bush shirt I felt bad about because it was like clearly like an Amazon, like it prints in a factory and they send it. But the smaller stuff from like, a lot of it came from eBay. All the bobbleheads came from eBay. It felt like it was just like, this is someone's collection and I'm just moving it and showing it, you know? Like I'm just curating someone else's stuff. And even though I don't agree with it, they probably don't agree with what I'm doing anyway. So
And they're probably fine people in the larger sense. I mean, you know, there's nothing wrong with moving a little money around for an artistic pursuit. Yeah. Now I'm just kind of watching the movie. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I appreciated what you were saying about the design as far as trying to, you know, build character into the, you know, what you see of them on the screen, and being, you know, you can kind of generalize by that design. But as it moves through this scene, it kind of, this scene kind of is the sign of a transition to like the character change in some way, or at least making a connection that they're missing out on like throughout the rest of the film. And I thought there was a really great line, like heading into the party scene, that we're not going to hit for a minute, but it almost read as like an artist's statement, but the like carving something into bedrock, right? Like this leaving something behind because it seems like everything's falling apart. I don't love like making artists give their artist statements or whatever, but is as far as like working in film and video and art in general, is that something that drove the production of this? I mean, I'm not necessarily like pushing you to like, you know, tell everybody what message they should take away, but is it an attempt to leave something behind in, you know, kind of a larger scale as far as everything falling apart?
That's a good question.
Or is it, you know, I mean, and it's kind of an unfair question because it's you know, I don't know.
Have you ever read about nuclear semiotics?
Nuclear semiotics? No, what's that?
Nuclear semiotics. So when I was working on this, myself and my friend Abigail, who did the costume design for this is one of her big things that she really likes. Is nuclear semiotics is this big sort of project where they were trying to figure out, a series of scientists and artists and writers were trying to formulate how to communicate with civilizations like in the like millions of years from now, because we have a lot of nuclear waste in various places just underground, essentially, in the United States, and globally probably, but this is specifically the United States, where the half-life for the material is going to greatly outlive humanity. So the project of these scientists and artists and poets and graphic designers was to figure out how they could communicate with civilizations like far away, far in advance, like millions of years from now, to be like, don't go over there, like don't dig, there's nothing here you want. So they ended up creating this thing that reads like kind of a spooky manifesto. So I think as far as like carving things into bedrock, the idea of like what is actually valuable to humanity, and also what is valuable based on how it can be accurately interpreted anyway. Like, I don't know, like digital artifacts are hard because it's like, what nation watching Shelf Life even think that this means about people? Like what, like they would probably glean that most people are lesbians. They'd probably think that there aren't really many cars. I don't know. There's like, so I think I thought about that a lot with this project and put it a lot into the character of Tova, as far as how can, like, those are questions that are so hard to answer, particularly for people sort of on the ground who have no resources. Like I don't know, like Elon Musk maybe has enough money to do the projects that I would like to do that would communicate, you know, to civilizations far away about what they should think about humanity and what we've left behind. But it's kind of out of reach, but those questions are still very fraught and difficult, and I think every person grapples with them, because we all sort of think about, well, if I don't have, you know, what is my legacy really, if, as far as the cosmos are concerned, it's not gonna, like, who's, like, to who, you know, and to what, and why. And so I think the character of Tova sort of grapples with the idea of, like, what is actually important, and how do you actually tell people that it's important, and what are the natural components of our Earth that will outlast us, and what will people actually be able to see. Yeah. I think if anyone's going to take anything away from this movie is that I don't know. And
well, I mean, that's something, though, you know. I mean, it's not about you, it's about the message, and I think that the, like, lasting impacts, you know, it's obviously, like, I mean, you can take it very literally as far as leaving something for the, you know, some sort of future generation, earth wise or other, like, what they can read from it. But also you can leave a message in every viewer's mind, as far as something they can take away and live on, you know. And I think you know what you were saying, as far as the not knowing, I think that's kind of the message, is the journey she takes. She's kind of confronted with materialism and kind of blind political allegiance, and kind of social, you know, just liquidity, as far as what morals actually are and what people actually believe in, depending on what is socially acceptable at the time. And being able to stand back and observe those things and recognize them, kind of for what they are, and not, in most cases, make judgments on them, you know. She kind of moves through these spaces, and for the most part is willing to let people live their lives as they see fit, but also not settling for things that she doesn't identify with, you know, not like just searching for something that, oh, this person has figured it out, so I'm gonna settle on this. She's searching for somebody or something that can there can be an honest and real connection with, and I think that's a really great message, as far as you know, society is concerned. If we can
Things that don't decompose.
you know, judge for ourselves without making broad judgments, and try to find the happiest space for ourselves, then we can kind of move into the future, however doomed it may be, and be happy, you know, and living that way can hopefully influence the world around us and make it a better place. But yeah, I thought it looked great, and it you know, it played really well on the screen.
Thank
you. Congratulations, for sure.
Thank you. We got one question in the chat.
Oh, cool.
There's one question in the chat. It says, Arborcast says, did you work with many people you did not know before this project? The answer is yes. Most people who worked on it, I think I didn't know. I met some really cool people as part of it. Let's see. Most people, the person who plays Golda, I had never met before, and she sort of fell out of the sky and was perfect for the role, which was really remarkable. The person who plays Tova was my partner at the time, James, who really surprised me and really knocked it out of the park, and was really insistent on being able to try out, and did an incredible job. And it was really fun to work with them in that capacity. And they also did the music. They like helped me with the music and finding all the music for the soundtrack. I think the people who I'd worked with. Let's do it this way. The people who I had worked with before is Justine and Megan, who play the two people fighting in the party scene. That's pretty much it. Everyone else I either knew and hadn't done something with, or just kind of came out of nowhere. The guy who plays Gordon was my best friend in high school, Cooper. He took a bus out from Philadelphia, which was really nice of him. I sort of racked my brain about what men I knew, and he did a really good job. Yeah. So.
Are there any musicians you'd like to recognize in particular from the soundtrack? Like, it was really good. Were they local or people that you knew, or outside of your circle?
Yeah. Butch Baby is my favorite band in Boston. Their song plays during the credits and also during the scene where Golda and Tober are talking at the party. Maddie Ross is a really cool pop musician who I think everyone should know about, who is the sort of upbeat pop song that plays near the end. What else? Ouroboros, who has been in a advocate sessions for Northampton Open Media, provided a song for us, as well as Perennial, who's also been in advocate sessions. So those songs play under the party scene. What else? iDress is a really cool, obviously, Les Pop Records, who does Big Dyke Energy, which is the song that plays during the banquet, is the coolest person I've never met ever in my life. They're from Virginia, and they put out a ton of stuff. They produce, they also do DJ sets on Zoom right now that are really fun. Yeah. I'm trying to think what else. Alien Boy is really cool. Where's Alien Boy from? Portland. Yeah.
It was great. The soundtrack was awesome, and it's like for such a short film, I feel like it really helped to drive it forward, where like sometimes like moving kind of between quite a few different locations, it could feel kind of jumpy. Like the soundtrack can really help to tie that together and give it a continuity, and all of that like was super solid, really good.
I also spent a lot of time on r/filmmakers, and they really hate when people use too much music. So I tried to be very careful about that. No teal blue LUT packs, teal orange LUT packs. All right. Anything else?
There it is. Great job. This is really cool.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I loved it. Loved watching it. And what are you working on? Anything else right now? Like moving forward, do you have any like scripts that you're working on or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm adapting a short story by my friend Maddie Court, who is a writer out of Madison. Well, now she lives in Chicago, but she's known for sort of being in Madison. It's called Every Other Ice Age, and it's actually going to be a really good thing to write during quarantine because the two main characters spend almost the entire movie together. But it's another apocalyptic, sad, weird, but it's going to have a lot of like weird dream sequences, and it's going to include a fake 90s miniseries called Valkyries that we have to shoot separately about Valkyries. So like a Xena warrior princess type of like hero tale.
Awesome. Love Sam Raimi. Cool. Well, that's awesome. That sounds great. And now, we're all gonna anxiously wait to see that sometime soon, hopefully. Yeah.
Hopefully. Thank you, Dave, for asking questions and jumping on.
Problem. Thanks for showing tonight and setting this all up. I think it was really cool. And I appreciate it.
Right. Good night.
Bye. See ya.
Good night, guys.